Hi guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things books and writing. Today I'm going to be sharing my 2023 year goals. So I'm going to be sharing three different areas, writing, YouTube, and my business, which I'm launching this month in January. So if you saw my last video where I was planning for 2023, I spent a lot of time journaling and thinking about what I wanted for this year. And then in December, I took Sarah Cannon's HB90 course and did a lot of planning and preparing for 2023 and being able to plan out my yearly goals. And she does a method. She started it, I think, specifically for authors. It's a method that she uses, but it's quarterly planning. So I have a lot more detailed quarterly planning done, but I can still tell you my overall year goals because I know kind of where I'm going for every quarter for the year. I feel like I'm going to make a separate video about the HB90 course because it was really helpful and it's kind of something you do continually, and I kind of want to share how it's going in the process and whether or not this method of planning helps me really achieve my goals. So last year I feel like I set goals, but I didn't actually set goals with enough measurable components to see if I had actually completed them. And I also didn't understand how long different things would take. So that's the nice thing about this HB90 course. It was a lot of work, but she made you sit down and figure out how long certain tasks would take that you do regularly, and also determine how much time you actually have. Because one of my complaints at the end of the year was I was working on so many different projects and I felt like I was never actually making enough progress on them, even though I spent a lot of time on my writing, on YouTube, a lot of different things, but I felt like I was never actually completing anything. I don't know. I didn't really understand how long they would take and how much time I would have, and I definitely overestimated how much I could get done and made how much time I had, regardless of being someone who has a lot of time. So there's just physically, you just can't work 24 hours of the day. And I feel like that was kind of the plan I had was, if I just work every minute of the day, I'll be able to get all of this done. And that's just not how life works. You can't always use every spare moment you have to work on a goal. So she really helped me kind of determine how much time I do have, not only this quarter, but this year. It was really helpful. So I'll definitely make a separate video about how that's going and kind of what we did and stuff and review it. But it has definitely given me a lot of clarity on what I can attain potentially this year. So I'm going to give you the goal, and the method that I'm going to use are the steps kind of. So first, for my writing goal, since I mostly talk about writing on here, my goal for the overall year is to publish 2 books. So the low range goal is to publish 1 book, which is the new book that I just talked about in my last video, my new work in progress idea for a fantasy romance standalone novel. That is number 1. My goal is to publish 2. That's my stretch goal, I guess. And that would be going back to my fantasy series that I've been working on and publishing book 1, which I am on draft 2 of. Those are my top 2 goals. So breaking it down, so quarter 1, I plan to draft and edit my new standalone. I'm working on the cover and a lot of different of the more behind the scenes kind of stuff you have to get in order to publish in quarter 2. That's my goal. In order to do 2 books, my goal is to complete book 1 of my fantasy series and then to publish most likely by fall or December, winter. That's my thought process of, if everything goes well, that's where we'll be. That will be a lot of the year I will be writing. So this upcoming quarter, I'm so excited. I'm actually going to be fully outlining this book, my fantasy standalone book, today and working on it for the first time today. Today is Friday, January 6th, and I'm going to start working on it today, which is so exciting. So those are my writing goals. I already did a YouTube shorts on my reading goals, so if you want to check that out, you can. I'm not going to include that in here. I'm putting reading on a bit of a back burner this year. I still want to read a lot. I did make my goal to be 100 books to read for the year because I didn't make it this last year, but I only started that goal maybe halfway through the year. So my thought was, if I made 60 books with 6 months basically, then I can probably do 100 in the year, but we'll see if that actually happens. I don't want to stop reading while I'm trying to write and publish my books because I feel like it's really important to be reading, especially new releases in the genre. It really helps. helps. I don't know how to describe that anymore. Like for this standalone, I never would have written a standalone except for how many of them I've read this past year. How much of an easy, fun read they are, and that's kind of what I want my first book that I'm publishing to be. All right, next, on to my YouTube goals. So you may have noticed I've been posting more shorts, which is only because these are all old TikTok videos, which I've just converted to be YouTube shorts. When I did my end of the year review, I realized my shorts content from earlier in the year was still getting a lot of views. My goal is to post one a day of those, and right now I'm just working through old TikTok videos that I posted months and months ago. The goal with YouTube is to kind of make it the same on all my platforms. So with TikTok, I post pretty regularly, and then on Instagram, we have Instagram Reels, but I post very rarely. I've basically not done anything with Instagram. It's like very on the back burner. And then with YouTube Shorts, I hadn't posted since maybe like the summer. So my goal is to basically just be posting like the same thing with those kind of like short form video content on all of the platforms. So it's a little more uniform. And then my long form videos, I'm still going to be doing at least one a week of those. So I'm not like replacing shorts with my regular long form content. Love making long form content videos. I also have so much content planned for this year, but also I have a lot of content from the fall that I still want to post, even though I feel like that's not good to do. But I have one more writing vlog from my previous like fantasy series, so that'll be coming out next after this video, and then I'll be moving on to writing for my standalone fantasy romance and showing you that whole process. I'm gonna be going like the whole outlining process. So I usually make like mood boards and like music and playlists and stuff, so I'm gonna have all of that. And then also I'm going to have like all of my different writing vlogs. I have a lot of fun stuff coming for that, so I'll have to share that with you. Anyways, so that's kind of like day to day what I'm thinking with YouTube. It's a weekly long form video, and then mostly daily like shorts of just like fun stuff, or like little tiny mini vlogs, or I don't know, stuff that I typically post on TikTok, because there's a really big discrepancy between YouTube and TikTok. So it's kind of strange. I gotta work on like combining those because I have a larger group of people on TikTok, but some of that content I don't think really transfers well over to YouTube. And YouTube has been so much more kind of like, I feel like YouTube is a combination of everything. Like I talk about my personal life, and I talk about books, and I talk about writing, and I've also somewhat talked about my business that I'm launching this month. And so those all go on like different social media platforms. So I want to kind of like bring some of that over here, or I don't know what I'm saying. I just basically want there to not be such a like divide and like different audience, I guess, if that makes sense. So I love doing my writing vlogs. I'm also going to be doing a lot of business like studio vlogs as well along with this. And I used to do more reading content, but I felt like it never really performed well. But I still have some reading videos that I've already filmed, so I may just post them all and then see how that goes. If you have a preference and you're watching this, like, please comment below, because I want to know what you want to watch. So I just know I feel silly not posting things that I've already filmed, but going forward I can change and do anything. But writing vlogs for sure. Oh my gosh, this is a ramble. YouTube, my overall YouTube year goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours in order to be monetized officially. So I'm at 366 subscribers today, which is so fun. Thank you all for being here. It is so much fun. I don't even know how to describe how much fun it is to connect with you guys, and to like also just document book writing, like making a business, like all this kind of stuff. Thanks for being here. It's such a joy to have people who want to follow along the journey. So thanks for being here. I don't know, I want to find more ways to connect and get to know you guys better. I'm thinking also a goal for 2023 is to do a live stream, like some writing live streams. So I'm so excited for that. Yeah, if you have any ideas, drop them below. Next is my business, which I think I've only mentioned like once or twice here, but you're gonna start seeing a lot of content on that because I have so much filmed content, but it is launching now. So it's all related. Basically, I have created a company called Book and Dagger Co., which is a kind of like a bookish merch shop. It's bookish and writing themed, and it's mostly just like accessories and stickers, apparel, that kind of thing. So my shop will be live within this month. I have a website that I've already built. It's all completely done. My first launch is going to be a Sarah J. Maas launch. So I have tote bags, stickers, coming that are all done and loaded into my website, and the products are all made. So I have lots of studio vlogs of me preparing those products, the whole process. But then my next launches are going to be writing and reading only, not specific to a book, and those will be coming this quarter. So in the next 3 months I will be launching that. I also have a lot of really cool book and writing related mugs that are coming out, iced coffee cups and travel containers and stuff. So that's a lot. There's a lot coming, and I filmed it all, so I'm going to share it with you. But I have an Instagram. It is Book and Dagger Co. if you want to check it out. I don't have a ton on there yet. I've been hesitating because on TikTok, if I post about it, people ask me when it's ready, and I thought it was going to be ready in November, and then I just paused the whole thing with the holiday and whatnot because I ran into a few issues with shipping. So I needed I don't know, this isn't really important to talk about. Basically, I had issues with shipping and had to sort a few things out, but we're basically there, and January is when we launch. So my business goals is, number one for this year, it's to launch my shop officially and officially be open, and then I have a contracted amount of items that I can sell with the merchandise company, the contract that I got with Sarah J. Maas. So all of her items, I am only contracted to sell 500 items for the whole year, and then once I get to the point where I sell more than that, we can go for a new contract. That is my goal for the year, is to sell all 500 of the contracted items that I'm allowed to sell. So that is my sales goal, is to sell 500 items this year. Would I love to go over that? Absolutely. But that is the top goal. Launch the business and go through my contract and sell all of the contracted amount of items. So I'm very excited. Then last on my goals, we have personal goals. I don't know, these are kind of just super casual because my main focus this year is a lot of business related things. But my top goal is to be healthier and more active. So I know last year I was recovering from a surgery and couldn't do a lot of physical activity, or really struggled to do a lot of physical activity. But this year my goal is, now that I'm in recovery and can do a bit more, is to really focus on just getting more physically active, because all these things, as you heard, writing, reading, working on a business where I'm basically creating an art project kind of thing, they're all sitting down activities, and I really love being in the house or just chilling, but I need to be more physically active. It's just not good for me. So that's my number one personal goal. Every year we always go on a trip somewhere new. We don't really have any trips planned for 2023, so I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but my next goal is to go on a trip to somewhere new. So last year we went to Scotland. I had never been to Scotland before, and we went to England and Scotland, but there was a few locations in England I hadn't before, but I'd been to the country before, but I'd never been to Scotland. So that was my new place that I'd never been to. And then the year before that, we went to Big Sur in California for my sister-in-law's wedding, and that was beautiful. I had never been there before, so I don't know what we're gonna do this year, but I'm thinking, I have a feeling Colorado is on the list. I've never been there, so that would be gorgeous, but we shall see where we go. So new trip, somewhere new. And last, my personal goal is to continue updating my house. So my husband and I bought a home in 2021, and it was a bit older, so we've been slowly remodeling, but mostly we're just making it our own. So painting, things like that. So that's the number one goal, is to paint the whole entire house. We've painted parts of the house. It takes a long time to paint. We're also really indecisive about the paint colors, but we have the paint colors now. So my top goal is to just repaint the entire house this year and continue making small updates so that we enjoy living here more. We've already been working on that in 2023, even though it's only been a couple days. We've been doing a few things. That's it. Those are my personal goals. Healthier and more active, going someplace new, and continuing to update our home. That's it. I don't want to look at this new year and just be overly ambitious, because I feel it's already pretty ambitious with all these work activities. So I feel I just don't know what the new year holds, what 2023 is about, and I don't want to put too many parameters. So that's why it's with writing, 1 book is my real goal, 2 is my stretch goal. I kind of want to think under rather than over, because I want to feel the success of meeting my goals this year rather than over planning like I did in 2022 and being disappointed when I don't reach them. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, so these are my goals for 2023. I cannot wait to see what I accomplish by the end of the year. I can't wait to be able to react to this in December and see how this year goes. If you guys have any goals that you have set for 2023, share them in the comments below. I want to hear, especially your like writing goals and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, it seems like it's gonna be, I'm just so happy and so excited for this year. It's just gonna be, there's a lot of good stuff and I'm pumped. So if you want to watch me achieve some of these goals and do more writing vlogs and watch my business get launched and everything, feel free to come back and watch future videos. I'd love to have you, but I'll see you in the next video. Bye!